They're so little.
Little Brocky florets.
Oh my goodness.
If one of them isn't named Florette, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I first just want to say congratulations to Veronica and Sam and Jennifer for making it to the finals in the Tournament of Champions, and for Buzzy Cohen for hosting it.
Hey, Buzzy.
Yeah, congratulations to you guys.
How is everyone feeling? We'll start with you, Sam.
Overwhelmed. It's, really just trying to keep things together at this point. All of these games so far have been amazing, and having played Veronica, and I kind of know what I'm up against. It's not an easy task, so I'm excited.
Yeah, you brought it up. It's going to be a rematch, Veronica and Sam in the finals. Veronica, how do you feel about that?
Sam's a tough competitor, you know. That first quarterfinal game, it was a real brawl. But it was a lot of fun. I mean, that's what I like about the game, is like, you know, when you get a good set of competitors and you're just like go the whole time. It's really a great time.
Jennifer, talk about great competitors. I know everyone was really afraid of Jason Zafraneri.
We were sitting up there waiting to go for the semifinals. After they called the first one, Jason, there were 6 of us still up there, and Jason pointed at Nabir and me and himself, and I'm like, I hope you're wrong. But the semifinal was the most nervous I think I've ever been playing Jeopardy. That was, I knew I was up against 2 really, really strong people. And I was just thinking, oh boy, and this is the one I have to win. I can't keep playing if I don't win this game. There's no wild card spots. I had a good round. That was really intense, but it was a lot of fun too. I mean, just getting to play Jeopardy is the best part, and that's why I want to win, so I can keep playing.
Hundreds of players competed in this qualifying time. You guys are the final 3. What does that feel like, Jennifer?
It's nice to have gotten this far. It's kind of like, all right, I can relax a little bit. I'm in the final, no matter how it plays out at this point. I made it really, really far, and I have had so much fun getting here. It's all gravy. The crew's probably sick of hearing me say that, trying to talk myself into being calm between matches, but everything from the first game I played all the way up to here, it's just like from the first win on, it's just all fun. It's one more chance to play Jeopardy.
People want to know, what's it like behind the scenes? What are some of the fun stories we don't get to see during the show? We'd love to hear some insight into that. Anything you have for us, Veronica?
Well, you know, the great thing about the tournament is all of the contestants stay together. We spend all day together. We really get to know each other. So that's really the fun part about the tournament is, we all have the same interests. We love playing Jeopardy, and we all know that we're all really great competitors, and it's fun. And there's a little bit of a competitive spirit, but mostly we're just enjoying each other's company and enjoying being with people who have the same interests as us.
Buzzy, as a player who knows that the camaraderie lives on, I know you're really good friends with a lot of former Jeopardy contestants. Speak to that a little bit for us.
Yeah, that was something that I was interested to hear from them about, because with, COVID and everything and coming back, and, all these champions played with Alex, what was it like to come back and be in the studio for that? And so I was really happy to hear from them that they were all, hanging out, having fun, making jokes. And it's such a special community of people. And I'm just honored to be a part of it. And I'm honored to be a part of this part of all of your stories, because you are fantastic players.
Well, you kept it pretty buttoned up during all, the questions and responses, but during those post-game chats at the end, I feel like you really had a chance to talk with everyone. Anything you want to share?
Yeah, that was really fun, because I've been there, and I know that whether you've just won or just lost or just maybe are on the bubble and trying to figure out if you're a wild card or whatever it is, you kind of just want to get off the stage and so it was, but also it's great to be able to kind of do a little bit of a post-mortem on the game and debrief on it. And so it was really fun. And they're such great players, and I love talking Jeopardy. And so it was just like talking shop with a bunch of other people who like love Jeopardy almost as much as I do, or maybe as much as I do. I don't want to get competitive, but people who love Jeopardy the same way that I do. So that was amazing. And you know, not knowing any of these players personally, it was a great chance to just kind of like connect. You know, when somebody had missed a final, it'd be like, yeah, that was a tough final. No one, you know, I can't believe any of you got it. So, so it was really, really great.
What was it like talking shop with Buzzy Cohen, players?
At least for me, you put me at ease up on the stage. Just like, oh, like he knows what it's like on this side of it. You know your stuff, like you know the material, obviously, and you know like how the game flows. And so like, I guess one of the big question marks going into it was, like you said, like we'd all played with Alex and not really knowing not knowing who the host was going to be, and then not knowing what that cadence is going to be like and all of that. But at least from where I'm sitting, it was you did a remarkable job kind of living up to those expectations, I think.
Thank you.
Veronica, did you want to say something?
Such a big part of my preparation the first time around was listening to old episodes of Jeopardy and just listening to Alex's voice. And I had it on my phone, and I would just listen all day long, and not even necessarily try to play along, but just listen to his voice and just get it really embedded in my brain, so that it would feel totally natural when I went on stage. And then, of course, I couldn't do that this time around because I didn't know who was going to be the host, and I, didn't have old episodes for whoever was going to be hosting. So I was very nervous about that, but Buzzy made it feel just totally natural, and I didn't even think about the fact that it was a different voice I was hearing when I was up there.
That was really what I found impressive. Was I was worried about that. I timed so much off of Alex's voice and the lights. And then your rhythm, I could tell. I'm thinking, did he study how Alex did this to get the rhythm that close? Because I'm not feeling a huge difference. I've been watching the guest host, obviously, and I'm thinking, wow, that's different. That's not the way I remember hearing it. And it was just like, oh, okay, yeah, Buzzy knows what it's like to be up here. He knows what's going to make us comfortable. He knew Alex, so. Okay, this is good. I thought you did a really great job. I was kind of pleased somebody who's sort of in the Alex Players Club with all of the rest of us was up there, because you know how weird it was going to be for us too.
Yeah, really touched that I was able to do that for you guys. My TOC was like such a highlight for me, getting to be back there, and I was really committed, and I had a lot of help, especially from Sarah. Getting ready for this and just making sure that whatever, like I was out of the way, and it was just you all in the material, and that was really what my goal was. So I'm really happy to hear that it wasn't too much of a stumbling block.
No,
not at all.
Sam, you had the longest amount of time to kind of watch the competition stack up since you were one of the first to qualify. What was that?
I think that there's obviously some really positive things in that I could really study and figure out what I didn't know and try to bulk up on that. But in some ways it's almost too much time, in that I could just like really get lost in the weeds in certain things. I had to refocus myself. But it's funny, Jennifer, after your first game, I remember watching that game and just being like, seeing you with a huge runaway and a huge bet, and just thinking, oh no, I might have to play her in the TOC. And then same with Veronica. On your fourth game, I think you had quite a big runaway, and like with a runaway, that's betting real money. Like, and there's no reason that Veronica needed a bet, and she just like threw 10,000 on the table and just like, yeah, let's go with this. And so like I'm just seeing both of those. I'm like, wow, these are, obviously very like knowledgeable and intelligent people, but like there's a lot of guts there too that I just had to, I'm trying not to focus on myself at the moment, just because that's could kind of throw me off a little bit. But like looking at the competition and just like, I don't know, you two in particular, but all of the players here just have so much respect for you as players. It's really fun to watch, and hopefully, can be fun to play against too.
Well, Buzzy, no one knows about quarterfinal matches and semifinals like you do, but you're seeing it from a whole different perspective this time. Talk about that.
Yeah, it was really fun to get to be back in the studio for a Tournament of Champions. These players were so great. And just to be back in that mix and feel the intensity pick up when you get into those semifinals. And all of these matchups were just so much fun. I had a little bit of time with the material beforehand, but then seeing these players get to like dig in and really like tackle these hard questions, hard Final Jeopardies, it was such a blast.
Well, I know we felt it in the studio. You're genuine, like you were the best cheerleader for them. Not only were you the best, but you were rooting for them. And I think all of our players would agree. They could feel that.
Yeah.